Hey folks, welcome to Who Let the Dogs Out. Today, we're not doing a Q&A, we're not doing a dog talk, we're just catching up. I've been doing the role of basically, I guess you could say full-time, part-time dog trainer. And so anyways, I've got some story stuff I want to talk about today. So today we're just catching up, chit-chatting. So no structured format, but I do have a list of stuff here I want to talk about. So stick with us and enjoy the show.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
All right, everybody, welcome to Who Let the Dogs Out, the podcast designed to help you enjoy life with your best friend without all the frustrations. Join us each week as we help families across the country do just that. I'm your host, Corey, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Sally.
And today, like I said, we're just doing a chit-chat. We were trying to come up with some names for this, like
Yeah, we need a...
BSing with Sally and Corey or something, but I was trying to make it, I couldn't come up with anything that was, DSing, because BSing, right? But DSing, dog. Anyways. Couldn't come up with anything though, so if you've got a segment title for what us just hanging out, catching up should be, because we haven't recorded a podcast in like 3 weeks either, so.
No. Well, you've been a busy boy.
I have been. But yeah, we haven't recorded a podcast in 3 weeks. I think since right after Dr. Sally came on, and then that was like, was held over for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So anyways, It's been a while. I'm a little rusty. That intro you guys just saw, that was my third try, so.
You just needed to warm up.
Yeah, it's been a minute though.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, for those of you who are new, my name's Corey. I'm the founder of Wonder Dog Training. Started the first day of 2018. Since then, we've helped thousands of families across multiple cities and multiple states. And you are?
I am Sally. I'm administration. So I do calls, inventory, payroll, and the podcast.
There it is.
Lots of stuff.
That's who we are. On a regular episode, this is the first time we've ever done this, but on a regular episode, we would have Q&A, which is where you guys send in the questions and we give you the answers. If you want to write in a question, you can do that.
Sally@wonderdogtraining.com.
Yep, you would email her there. Or we do dog talks where we come on and talk about topics related to dogs, dog ownership, dog training, things like that.
Yep.
If you want to recommend a topic that you'd like us to break down, you can drop that in the comments below. Same with your questions, or you can email it to Sally, like she just said. We got interviews as well. We were bringing on local dog experts, I guess non-local too, but experts about dogs in related fields. And then we've
got a one coming up, haven't we?
We do. We got another one.
We've just done Dr. Sally, which was amazing.
Yeah, a lot of good responses to that.
Yeah, amazing. We did. That's the
I have that on
longest
the list
one
of
that
stuff
we've
to talk about.
ever done, isn't it?
It is.
That interview.
It is.
But it went by in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Let's circle back to that because I have that on the list of stuff to talk
Great.
about. Anyways, but yeah, if you guys like the show, we just ask you to subscribe to the show. So click the subscribe, follow button, whatever platform you're on. Our numbers are growing. Part of that's due to me. I'm making everybody at sales appointments subscribe to the podcast. So I'm artificially growing the show, but it is happening.
It's like, if you want me to leave, you better subscribe to this.
And let me give you a yard sign. Anyways, but yeah, subscribe to the show. And then if you get any value out of it, share with a friend, family member, colleague, something like that. We've done lots of episodes on our feed. So if you go look up on our feed, like pretty much any dog related issue that you're having, you'll probably find an episode on it where we've talked about it.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much it. I've got some.
Have we had any comments?
Yes. Let me see if I can get them pulled up though.
Nice.
Okay. We'll start on Spotify. Okay. Forgive me, folks. Here we go. Comments. Anyways, while I'm getting this all pulled up, how is Sully doing?
Sully is doing amazing. Yes.
I'm ready to be his neighbor.
Yeah, you're going to be his neighbor. I want to teach him to just come over to your house with a note. Okay, so it's like, I'll say, go take it to Trainer Man. And he'll trot down the road, around the corner.
Yeah, don't give him too much information.
Yeah, I am. I'm like, just go over there. Take your leash with you. Tell Uncle Corey and he's
take him on a walk.
Take you on a tatas.
Okay, comments. So on the last episode, Paige_Ram wrote, loved Dr. Sally.
We love Dr. Sally too.
She's the best. She's the best. Yeah, she listened to the whole podcast on a road trip. So
I can't believe how well you held it together.
I know.
You did a great
You know what I
job.
didn't? You know what I didn't hold it together though?
What?
Actually, we'll save this.
Oh.
That was a natural.
Saving it.
That would have been a good natural transition. Anyways, Somebody said, anyways, we're going to YouTube now. I don't know if we already did this one. Probably not, because it was 2 weeks ago, and we haven't recorded a podcast in a while. But this was on our 777 puppy episode, and somebody wrote, Aaliyah Compton wrote, "My rescue is having PTSD this week. When it's time to go out, she's scared of the leash. We never know when the PTSD will hit. She's only about 10 months old. Not sure how to get her through this." I would love more context on this question or this comment. Because, I will say, in short, though, the only way to get a dog over a fear is to make them get over the fear. So if like she's scared of the leash, it's like, all right, well, we're still going out on a walk, and so clip her up and take her out, over and over, and another thing too is she's scared of the leash, let her drag the leash around the house, get the leash out at random times, don't put it on her, don't let her always realize that it equals something, just pull it out sometimes, right? But overall, I'm sorry you're dealing with that, and I hope your doggy gets better. But keep up the good work, keep training your dog. Somebody commented on the, I think this was like a shorter clip that we had posted.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been posting like shorter clips, like pulling segments out of the show and posting them as like standalone videos.
Yeah.
This one is about service dogs, and the title is "Don't Distract Service Dogs. Here's What You Risk." And Boston Esquire wrote, "Search and rescue dogs are not service dogs." And I think, agreed. They are not. But they are working dogs. And so the sentiment was, don't mess with service dogs or working dogs. So you got me on there. But if you're an Esquire, I would assume that means you're an attorney. So yes, you got me. Service dogs, search and rescue dogs are not service dogs. They are working dogs. Somebody said on one of our shorts, we were talking about, should you get a boy dog or a girl dog? This comment's funny. It says, "I think girls are definitely easier to train, both dog and human."
A cheeky thing.
Oh, goodness. I thought that was funny. One of our, clients from many, many years ago, this is probably like 5-6 years ago at this point, he still texts me every now and then and gives me updates or whatnot. His name's Christian. Anyways, he texted, he had commented on this reel on Instagram, and it said, the girl dogs all day, cuddling with a boy dog, you've always got to wonder where the goods are. Girl dogs, you don't have to worry about it. I'll take a girl dog all day, or something like that. I thought that was pretty funny. Anyways, soon enough, we're going to have too many comments to read all of them. Somebody, another comment from Paige Ram on the Dr. Sally episode. She was an angel. And then, Stafford, who had recently just lost his dog, listened to the Dr. Sally episode, and he says at 22:04, talking about emergency costs, that's no joke. I didn't put an exact number. It was, 5 zeros, K for Ollie's care, and I'm assuming that means thousands of dollars, up to $10,000. But it's no joke. It is not. It's no joke. Paying for a dog's emergency vet visits and stuff like that. So, anyways, we're caught up with comments now. We are caught up with comments. So, anyways.
Okay. I can't wait to hear what you've got to be saying.
It's just stories.
I know. I just can't wait.
We should start with how I got into this, how I've got a lot of these stories in the first place. So, we had a trainer that worked for us for many years in Nashville, and all of a sudden he just quit. No warning, no notice, no nothing, just kind of quit. Which I guess just kind of happens when you have employees for a long time in a business and stuff. Some people do the right thing. They'll give you much notice and stuff like that. Some people just leave. It's just part of the game is owning a business and having employees. But anyways, he quit. So I have been going to Nashville 2 or 3 days a week, and I've been training dogs for like a lot of hours those days because it's still just in-home. We don't have like a nice facility in Nashville like we do here. We go to people's houses in Nashville. So I'll get to Nashville early on Wednesday, and then I'll train until like 10, or I'll start like at 10. I'll get off at 8. I'll do the same thing Thursday. I'll do the same thing Friday. And then I leave Friday night and I come home and I work again on Saturday. So I've had a crazy pace the last few weeks. But I am having a lot of fun, and what I've been telling people is like, when you start a business, you start it because you love doing something, right? Like if you start a bake shop, you start a bake shop because you love baking, right?
Yep.
If you start a mechanic shop that takes off, you start it because you love cars, you like working on cars. Maybe that's what you're good at, But eventually, as your business grows, you end up taking on task and getting like, as your business grows and then you outsource, labor. So in this case, training dogs to other people. So you can focus on growing the business, you slowly get further and further away from that. And so like in the example of a baker, right? Lady starts a bake shop because she loves baking cookies. She bakes the best cookies in town. And then it's like, well, she's growing. So she gets a couple part-time college students to help her on, a couple days a week. And then they're there more days a week or whatnot. And then soon they're doing most of the baking and she's going to the grocery store. She's buying the flour. She's buying the sugar. She's doing this. She's taking care of the books. She's scheduling people. She's doing all this stuff. And she's not baking cookies anymore.
Yeah.
That kind of can happen to you if you own I'm going to put in like a decent sized dog training business, right? And for the record, like most dog training businesses are like one man shows or one woman shows. They don't have employees. They don't have anybody working in the office or whatnot. And so like, and we've got employees. I think we have like around 10 employees across, different cities and stuff like that. So anyways, all that being said, I'm not trying to brag. We just have we have a fairly successful dog training company for this industry.
Yeah.
Anyways, and so for a long time now, I'm still very involved in the day-to-day, but I mostly sell people dog training and do the show and run the business. Like those are kind of like my three, I wouldn't even call the show my main job, but running the business and doing sales, that's kind of my main job, right?
Yeah.
And so anyways, it's been a lot of fun going to town, going to Nashville and training and stuff. It's been a bit inconvenient in the sense that, I have to pack up and leave here and stop doing my work here to do it there and then make up for it on the weekends. And I've been working Sundays and working. It's just been crazy. But I have been having a lot of fun because I love training dogs. I love helping people with their dogs. It's like my favorite thing. It's like what I've dedicated my whole adult life to so far. I started training dogs, shortly after high school and shortly after turning 19. And I'm about to turn 30 here in a few months. So anyways, all that being said, it's been a ton of fun. But anyways, so I've just been, training dogs. A lot of dogs. And it's been going great. But anyways, I've just got some stuff that I've been thinking about that I was like, hey, I want to talk about this. My first one, I would say, is one of our craziest success stories. This one's pretty funny. So the Yorkie with Michael.
Oh, with
Yeah. So we've got a client named Michael in Nashville. And he's got a little Yorkie named Oliver. And anyways, he had gone through both of our trainers in Nashville and used both of them. And his main goal was to get rid of the potty pads in his house. And so I go to his house and it was just as the trainers had said. There was potty pads everywhere. There was potty pads all over the floor. And I think I counted like 20 total.
Yeah, he furnished his house with potty pads.
Pretty much, yeah. He had a one-bedroom apartment. And there weren't any potty pads in his bedroom. Or in the bathroom, but they were all over the living room and the kitchen and stuff like that. And so he had to like step over potty pads or, walk on them to walk through the house and stuff. Anyways, his big goal was to get rid of the potty pads or whatnot. And so and for the record, we train dogs to go outside. Like if you want your dog to potty outside, that's what we train them to do, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, all that being said, we had, I sat him down, and I noticed there was a couple spots in his living room though that didn't have a pad. Like behind the chair, there was brown carpet. It didn't have a potty pad on it. And then in his bedroom, he had told me through conversation. It took about 30 minutes to get this information, but in his bedroom, if he's hanging out with the dog will only pee on the pad in the bedroom. It doesn't just pee on the floor. Anyway, so I started thinking to myself, okay, I think the dog might actually be more pad trained than we think. He's just got him everywhere, so he potties everywhere.
Yeah.
So. Anyways, I started with it was basically just like a science experiment. I have a hypothesis, we do a thing, and then we test to see did it work or did it not work, and then change routes, right? So anyways, that first day I was like, we're just going to take up 4 out of the 18 to 20 potty pads or 5 or something like that. So we took him up in obscure places, places the dog doesn't potty, right?
Yeah.
He didn't go potty. Then I came out a couple days later. I think we took up 4 more. So we were down from 18 or 20 down to 10 or something like that. Then when I came out the next week, he'd gotten rid of the majority of them. It was down to 5, kind of spaced out throughout the house or whatnot. And anyways, that was just really cool because his big goal was I want to be able to get the potty pads to go away, And then, we did. Slowly over time, we got the potty pads to go away. So
that it's a fun story, but that little dog must have been so confused that it literally gave him permission to go pee and poop wherever he wanted, didn't he? Because of all the potty pads.
Right. Yeah, and you might be thinking to yourself if you're listening, why didn't you just take the dog outside? Well, he lives in an apartment complex, and it's kind of difficult to get the dog outside. He has to walk through walk a long way, get through a lot of doors and stuff. The dog will potty outside if he takes it outside, but it's just difficult for him. And so if you want your dog to pee on potty pads, that's cool. I don't care where your dog goes, as long as they're going there. But anyways, I'm glad that worked out though, because I was
absolutely, and I bet he's
stressing.
happy actually.
Oh, he couldn't believe it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
whenever I remember that first day, whenever he took up the 5 potty pads, he's like, I don't think it's going to work. And I was like,
Oh.
well, you got to believe. You got to have some faith. So anyways, it ended up working out, though. So that was pretty cool.
Nice. So anybody who's got shares in potty pads, your shares are going to go down because Michael's not buying as many.
Yeah.
Bless him. That is good.
Sometimes I do think about that. Like if I buy a lot of something and I stop, like, what
I
they
was
gonna, what are they going to think? They're going to be looking at their numbers and be like, I miss this guy. Like I used to eat Chipotle every day, like twice a day.
Well,
you know,
if he'd got 18 potty pads down,
changing out
and
3 or 4
changing
or 5
out 3
of
or
them per
4,
day.
yeah,
he's buying a
because
pack.
he's just
I don't know how
going-
many come in a pack. I've never bought a pack of potty pads, to be honest. But yeah, I've never bought a pack of potty pads, so I don't know how many they come. I'm sure you can buy big packs or little packs.
yeah, I bet he was getting economy pack.
If I was going to buy them, I'd buy them at Costco, though, I bet. I'm sure they sell them there.
I'm sure they would.
I don't know.
I don't know. Get them off Amazon
Yeah.
and other retailers.
Yeah. Anyways,
So did he graduate?
he did. Yeah. No, he
got
got his
his
diploma.
certificate
Yeah. He was my
and-
first diploma in Nashville.
Woo!
Yeah. I think I'm at like 4 or 5 out of however many I'm training right now or whatnot.
Nice.
Bagged 3 graduates yesterday. That was nice. It was very nice. Basically, I mean, most of my whole day yesterday was graduate. I think I did 2 more that weren't graduates, but yeah, pretty much everybody graduated yesterday.
That is
so
awesome.
good stuff.
And but that's what we want to see, don't we?
Yeah.
We want to see graduates because
Yeah.
that means they got the results.
Yeah. Man, there have been a couple golden retrievers that I've been training, though, who are stubborn. They're so cute, though. Golly, they're so cute. There's one
That's
named
the
Moose.
problem.
There's one named Moose and there's one named Bear. And Bear, I think I'm getting it mixed up. I think it was Bear. Yeah, Bear graduated yesterday. Yeah, Bear
Nice.
graduated yesterday. Moose has still got a few weeks. But
I
but
love
yeah, no,
that
they are
name, Moose.
so dang cute. I mean, they're just the one yesterday. I should put a picture up of him because he was just like so happy with his little his little diploma and his parent hold the sticker up and stuff like that. They were just so happy.
I love it.
They were too happy. So, but yeah, I'm like, man, I wish I could have Sully up here. Anyways,
You can have Sully up here whenever you like.
I'm not taking Sully to Nashville. No, I couldn't. Trying to think of other good like training stories because there have been a lot of success stories. And yesterday I was literally thinking to myself, I should write down what I want to talk about today. And I've got a bunch of stuff, but I was trying to think of like training specific stories.
Well, training, and you've just brought Sully in there. You've got on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the training video back up again ad video up where you did Sully with Harrison.
Yeah.
And Sully was laid on the bed and I was watching that clip. And of course, one little ear goes, oh, I recognize that voice. It's Trainer Man.
That's funny.
And then you said, Sully, come. And Sully's like, where are we going?
That's funny.
He just reacts to you all the time. But that was
cute.
cute. It was like, oh, I'm going somewhere.
Yeah. It was interesting though, because I was kind of noticing like as I got started back like in the swing of things or whatnot, it's like I'm still good at doing the job and I'm still good at explaining the job, but doing and explaining at the same time was a little rusty for me or whatnot. I was just getting like tongue tied quite a bit, whenever I was actually like doing and explaining. Because like talking through dog training is easy for me because we do it on the show every single week,
Yeah.
And I do that at sales appointments, every single week,
Yeah.
like transformation sessions and stuff. When I'm meeting with families and giving them advice and talking to them about their problems and stuff, I get, a lot of advice out. And so I can talk people through stuff and I can even do it. It was the doing and explaining. I feel like I've kind of gotten it back now, but I was a little rusty.
Little rusty.
I was a little rusty,
You had to blow the cobwebs off, did you?
Yeah. Anyways, so I told you this story yesterday. This is one of the ones I want to talk about on the podcast,
Okay.
but the dog in Arkansas. So last weekend, I got a rare weekend off, and I went to Arkansas for a buddy's bachelor trip. And so we were staying at a lake house, and it was a real fun day. We went out on a boat, hiked up a mountain, did a Bible study on top of the mountain, and then we got back, ate lunch, and then all the fellas were wanting to like just lounge around, take a break, take a nap, whatever. Anyways, I'm doing a workout program right now, our mental toughness program, and so I had to go on my second walk or workout of the day. So I throw my 50-pound pack on, and I'm walking and I say lake house, and it's like one street over from the lake, but it's just in like a rural neighborhood though. So anyway, so I'm walking through the neighborhood. Anyways, I'm on the way back. I'm on like the back half of the walk, and I'm on the way back to the house, and I'm headed towards the house in my truck or whatnot. Anyways, these two dogs just run out in the road, and they greet me and they say hello. And there's this like older border collie named Buddy, and that was on his tag. Super sweet. He's jumping on me, petting on him. I'm like, oh, I love this fella. Anyways, and I was just assuming that he belonged to the house whose front yard he ran out of. And anyways, so I'm like, all right, see you, buddy. And so I just start walking, and the dog starts walking with me. And I'm like, all right, surely he'll turn around at some point, right? And so anyways, he does not. And so we're like 3 or 5 houses down. I'm like, all right, man, hey, come on, man, let's go back home. So I walk back to the house, and I'm like, no, stay here. I start walking again. He starts walking with me, and I'm just like, all right, well, not my dog, not my problem. So then we get like 10 houses away, and I'm like, okay, now I'm feeling
Now it's your
responsible.
problem.
Now I'm feeling responsible for this animal now and the well-being of this animal. And so, anyways, I call him over to me. He comes over to me, and there's a number on the collar. So I call the number, doesn't ring. Call the number again. It's out of service. I'm like, okay, great. So my game plan now is I'm like, I'm just gonna walk back to my truck. I'll grab a leash, put him in the truck. I'll take him back to the house. I'll knock on the door. Hey, I got your dog. I'm your hero because I returned your dog to you, whatever. And anyways, I'm a dog trainer, by the way. Don't service here, but if you need it, call me. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm taking the last bend, and I'm about to like head back down the street that I'm like that the house that I'm at and my truck is on. Anyways, a car starts driving down the road, and it's like a nice like Dodge SUV or whatnot. Anyways, and I see, and it's a border collie once again, so herding, so it wants to like stop things in motion and keep things in motion together and stuff like that. And so he starts crouching down, looking at the car, and I can tell that he's about to take off to the car. And so I step in the middle of the road, and I start waving my arms like this. And I'm like, and so the car stops, and the lady is sitting in the car, doesn't roll down the window. So I'm yelling now, and I'm like, it's not my dog. It's not my dog. It's not my dog. And she's looking very frustrated. She did not smile, was not excited to see me in the middle of the road at all or whatnot. And so, and I was by the passenger window when I was yelling. But anyways, she just starts driving. And the dog starts chasing the car, and it's biting the tire as the car's driving. And like the tire's rolling like this, and the dog's head is going like here, like it's about to get its face run over. And I'm literally worried I'm about to watch this dog's skull get crushed right in front of me. No. And so I'm yelling, no, stop, 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 stop. And there's this fella a couple houses down cutting his yard, cuts the mower off, and he's like, he's done that his whole life. He's fine. And I'm like, oh, okay.
So they all know him.
Apparently. So then I start walking down the street again. And as the car took off faster, the dog finally stopped chasing the car. But anyway, so I start walking, and I talk to the mower guy, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? Like the dog's doing that. And he's like, yeah, no, he belongs to that house over there. Wasn't even the house that he met me at. And he's like, yeah, they just let him out in the yard.
He was on
chases all the
neighborhood
cars
watch.
and stuff. Yeah. So then another car comes, a big truck with a trailer behind it comes, does the same thing. And I'm watching. I'm far away at this point, so I'm just kind of watching. I'm like, please, God, don't let this dog die in front of me. And anyways, I don't know what ended up happening. I got back to the house. My second workout was done, but
an extended workout because you had to walk back again.
Yeah, pretty much. So, Buddy almost gave me a heart attack though. So
I bet.
I was really worried. I remember being a kid. My border collie that we had as a kid chased cars, got run over in front of me as a kid.
No,
Fortunately, didn't die. Literally just got run over. Poop
Yeah.
came out of him, and he was cool. I mean, we took him to the vet, but he was fine. He was totally fine.
Yeah.
Run over by a car right in front of me. The guy didn't even stop. Just kept driving.
That's the worst bit. People
Like-
do this, don't they? Run over animals and just keep on going.
Yeah.
Well, no wonder you were traumatized by this dog chasing at wheels.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
If
but
that's
yeah.
your experience.
Yep. Anyways, Dr. Sally, you were bringing that up earlier. I was like, I've got that on my list.
Oh, about how well you did.
Yeah, well, that's what you were saying.
You did.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it yet.
Have you not?
No, I was going to save it for today.
Okay. I cried watching it.
You cried during it.
I cried during it. I know. I thought I was doing really well. Got me. Got me.
Yeah.
But you did so well asking all those. I hardly said anything, but I was just like, you can. I'm like a puppet on the end going. It was
Yeah, I haven't
so
listened to it.
good, so good, and you asked some really great questions, and she gave some really good insight.
Yeah. Which is so crazy because like that episode, well, one, our other office admin, I think she had a busy day the day that she posted that. So she didn't, what's it called? Like send out an email to pair along with it or whatnot. Yeah, and we normally send that out to like thousands of people on our
Yeah.
email list or whatnot. Anyway, she didn't send it out. So I was I was just expecting it to get more views, and it's got views now, but I was expecting it to like go real fast or whatnot. And anyways, but the views are climbing up now. And you had been recommending that episode for years, and I'm so glad we did it when we did because it wouldn't have meant nearly as much to me or whatnot.
Yeah.
Had I not gone through the experience I'd gone through or whatever, you know. But yeah, I'm so glad we did that because it's like, man, I don't think you're right. People don't talk about
People
that.
don't
Like, into life
talk
stuff
about
or whatnot.
it.
You
They
know?
don't.
They really don't. But it's been really crazy because, like, one, I've had a lot of like feedback from that episode, like people, you know, saying they've listened to it or they liked it, or comments on Facebook about it and stuff like that. And just some interesting stuff. Like, one, since that episode, or I guess since we had recorded it, but before it went live on Monday, but or I guess 5 days ago. I've sold training to like 2 or 3 people that have used her.
Oh my word.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, we've got her coming on the show. You got to listen. Yeah, so that's been interesting. And then I had a friend from high school comment on Facebook, and our episode came out on the day that on her dog's like either anniversary of passing or what's it called? Anniversary or her dog's birthday or something like that.
Okay.
You know,
Some significance.
yeah, and then but yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah.
And then I texted her this morning, so I was going to listen to it this morning because it was today. It would have been Mia's 10th birthday.
10th
This is Friday Friday the 27th as we're recording this. So this would have been Mia's 10th birthday, and so I was like, man, I hadn't listened to it yet. I should give it a listen. So I'll probably listen to it today.
Yeah. I watched all of it. Sobbed like a baby again.
Did you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
What like percentage do you think you cried during it? Did you cry more watching it the second time or during the show? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I did cry more that time. I was just, number one, the way she comes across. I was telling it, for something so that can be stressful,
Right.
she handles it in such, you know, just a caring, supportive, you know, like she said, you're not rushed. So it's, I don't really have words to describe when you say things like, oh, it was beautiful, the words don't really go with what the experience is because of what you're doing. But she just does an amazing job. And then I was fascinated about the drugs that are given, because I think you were a little shocked as well.
That it wasn't like a special
That it
drug.
wasn't a special specific drug. It's just
a lot of the stuff that puts them to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
explaining that I thought the drug made the heart stop, but it's more the drug gets them so deep that the brain forgets to make everything else function. So the heart stops.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a very smooth crossing for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, it is interesting though. And so that was our longest show to date.
Yeah.
That was almost 2 hours and 18 minutes.
Yeah.
But we put out a couple of them aren't posted yet. They'll be posted within the next couple of days. But we posted like short clips of like that we pulled out of there too. So we talked about anticipatory grief, which is a real thing.
Yeah.
How do you know when it's time to let go? Dr. Sally's story of her waiting too long with her own dog or whatnot, which is really the catalyst for why she does what she does in the first place. She kind of explained that on the show. What's it really like? The grief after the goodbye, stuff like that. So anyways, all that being said,
Fascinating.
yeah. yeah, it was really, really a good show.
I'm
so,
glad we did it.
Yeah. Because I imagine the biggest question that she probably gets is like, how do you do what you do? Right. And
Yeah.
like, because it does sound crazy. Right.
You
and I will
asked
say,
her, how does she do what she does?
yeah. Paige was listening to it and she was like, what stands out about the most about the episode? And I was like, honestly, don't even remember it. I don't like, I remember doing it. I don't remember
Yeah.
really what we talked about though. I know there was an intro, and stuff like that.
We talked about everything. And you actually complimented her because you would ask her a question.
Oh, I know what you're about to say.
Yeah,
The weave.
Yeah, and she'd
she's got
start
a
it, and
good
then
weave.
she'd got a story about it, and then she came straight back and
That's a real unique gift.
hit where she'd left off, and it just made perfect sense.
Yeah, no, she's got a really good story.
Yeah,
weave. Yeah,
yeah.
she can weave it like the best of
Yeah.
them. So, but yeah, I've been recommending that episode to everybody because it's probably one of my favorites. That we've done,
I think it's going to be one of the most useful, one of the most informative, and yeah, it's going to go down in history, that one.
Yeah, for sure. Well, anyways, on the note of Dr. Sally and crying, like I said, I texted her. I actually woke up sobbing this morning.
I know.
Yeah, so I, today, like I said, would have been Mia's 10th birthday. And honestly, I mean, I kind of remembered it, but I didn't really remember. But I guess somewhere in my subconscious, it was logged.
It's still
that
on your
today,
calendar.
It is on my calendar. I know.
Yeah.
Because I texted Hannah this morning, their office admin. And she was like, yeah, I saw it was on your calendar. So it is still on the calendar. And it probably will be forever.
It'll be there forever because it's always going to be her birthday.
Yeah, and Take Mia to the Park is also still on my
Still on
daily
your
daily to-do list. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Are you still carrying your
little piece of foam?
piece of foam? Not ready yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's just in my pocket now, but I haven't really thought about it very much. But
Mm-hmm.
I notice if it's not there, if I think I'll lose it, I kind of freak out a little bit. And when I go to Paige's house, I'll like hide it somewhere because I'm like, I don't want her cat to mess with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because anyways. But yeah, so I woke up. So this morning though, right before I woke up at about 7 today. And right before I woke up, I had this dream that Mia, like there was this new like veterinary technology or something like to bring your dog back from the dead or whatnot, And I don't remember it specifically, but all I remember is that like she was riding around in the back of the truck, and she was in like the backpack, which is rare because she only did that a couple times. But she was in like the backpack of the truck, just riding around, having a good time. Anyways, we pull up to my grandma's house. My grandma's also since passed and gone to heaven, a couple years ago. Anyways, but Mia really loved her. She really loved Mia. Anyway, so we're at her house, and my grandfather, who since passed, who had passed away even before my grandma, was in the front yard. My dad was in the front yard. My cousin. And Mia was there, and Mia was out just running around like she was young again, no issues, healthy hips, all that kind of stuff or whatnot. Anyways, so I'm sitting in the front yard and I'm on my knees, and Mia comes up and sits right in front of me, and I just give her a big hug, and I'm laying my head on her, shoulders or whatnot, and I'm just petting her and telling her I loved her and I missed her, And anyways, I was sobbing in the dream, and then I woke up, and I'm like literally crying when I woke up or whatnot, And yeah, anyway, so it was a really sweet and special dream. But yeah, on the 10-year anniversary.
Well,
So
you know how I feel about it.
yeah.
That to me, that means she was with you.
Yeah,
She
probably
came.
so.
She came to say, "I'm still close."
Yeah, so-
and it's my birthday.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, no, I miss my friend a lot.
And you will.
But I'm glad she's where she's at.
Yeah,
So,
she's happy. She's got her legs. She was showing you.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Dad. I've got my legs back. I'm doing all what I like to do,
yeah.
just somewhere else.
Yep. Yeah. So, anyways, but yeah, I'm excited. I've been praying that her and God are up there picking out my next one, and it'll be a good one. So,
Yes. There was somebody rehoming a Malinois the other day, and I was like, should I let him know? And then I was like, no.
somebody texted me about one yesterday.
Did they?
Is it a 1.5-year-old female? Mm-hmm. Maybe it's the same one.
I think it might be.
What are the odds?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh, well, it's not new, but it's still young. And then I was like, no, he's not allowed to get one until after August.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody texted me about a dog. They just said, do you know anybody that's looking for a 1.5-year-old Malinois female, and I was like, why are they rehoming? They said they're too busy with work, and then I was like, send me some pictures and videos. So they sent me some, and I was like, she's a real pretty girl. She's a pretty girl. Maybe I could foster her.
Yeah, there's no way on this planet you would foster and then let it go to a new home. You crazy.
Maybe I could have a little friend to start walking with.
I've got you a little friend you can start walking with. At the moment, you just keep saying to me, no, I'm too far away. But not for much longer.
Not for long. And I will say, when I do move close by, it will be a lot. And I would definitely be willing to take. It's just it's a 20-minute drive. Like
I know. I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Anyways,
Do you know we're being approached a lot lately about rehoming dogs and rescues?
yeah, I didn't know that you were getting called about
I'm getting calls regularly now going, hi, I've just found these 2 dogs. And I'm like, are you keeping them? Like, no, we need you to come get. I'm like, no, we're a dog training company. They're like, oh, sorry.
Yeah. I get why people would reach out, just like thinking, but like, I love dogs and I love helping people with dogs, but like we're in the training business. We're not in the rescue business.
No, we can't take them in. No, where are we going to put them?
Yeah, and it's like we have a couple rescue connections and stuff, but it's like
I just give
most
them.
rescues are like too busy for their own good. Mm-hmm. I mean, just being honest, most rescues are like too busy for their own good or whatnot. You know, and so like a lot of rescues, will tell you to take it to the shelter or something like that. So
yeah, but when they're full, they don't take them, and that's why people are dumping.
Right.
Which is sad.
Oh, I had another one.
What?
The other day, I did this appointment. This was last Sunday. A girl found a puppy in a literal dumpster and then took the dog. Yeah, you talked to her. Took the dog out of the dumpster, and it was like, teeny like this,
tiny.
And then, so she still has the dog, of course, and now we're training the dog. And I hope it goes really good for her because
fed the little baby, didn't she?
She did. Yeah, but it's like, who does that?
Yeah.
Who does that? Which actually leads me to this because one of the notes I had on here was, God gave us these creatures to take care of them. And I think there's really only like one Bible verse that talks about animals or whatnot, or maybe there's more, but it's Proverbs 12:10. It says, a righteous man regards the life of his animal. There are different translations and stuff. I think there's one that's like, a good man takes care of his animals and stuff like that or whatever. Let's see. Whoever is righteous has regard for the life of his beast. Let's see what the NIV says.
See, I was fascinated.
The righteous care for the needs of their animals.
I was fascinated when you was talking about what's the biggest reason that dogs are, given to shelters, and the reason being housing. I didn't think that. I didn't pick
When did
that.
I talk about that?
It was one of the trivia questions you had. You did a question about why are dogs
I get
surrendered.
I don't remember anything I say.
Do you not?
No, it's a real problem.
Oh, so you can't remember about that huge pay rise you gave me last week?
This one right here. You told me that about a Christmas bonus. I was like,
did.
oh, I gave you a Christmas bonus? I'm like, how much
I
was
said,
it?
I'm going to spend some of my Christmas bonus. And he was like, what Christmas bonus?
It's not unusual for me to do that. I just forgot that I did.
The one you
did it.
gave me.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I didn't know I'd given it. I said, oh, you want it back? It's like, no.
It's an advance on her 7-year bonus.
That's what Elsie said. It's always an advance. But no, you asked the question. What's the main reason why dogs are surrendered to shelters?
Yeah, I guess it's housing.
Housing. Yeah. And I didn't think it would be that.
Yeah. But like, who does that? Who puts a dog in a dumpster or whatnot?
I
and like even
know.
crazier, like, because there are crazy stories of like people putting their like human babies in dumpsters or whatnot. And it's like, your heart kind of goes out to like, I mean, clearly for the baby, like that's a terrible thing. But like also it would be so terrible to be in such a bad position in life that you're like, this baby has a better chance or this dog has a better chance of getting put in a literal dumpster than being with me. I mean, that's a terrible position for a human to be in, right? And
Yeah.
so, and I don't want to sound too empathetic for people who put dogs or babies in dumpsters, but that does sound terrible to be in such a rough spot, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, come on. putting a dog in a dumpster,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, and like this, verse says here, this is NIV, but like I said, Proverbs 12:10, the righteous care for the needs of their animals. And I guess if you're putting a dog in a dumpster, it's not your animal, but still, the follow up to that verse is, but the kindest acts of the wicked are cruel, and that's in the same verse. I only quoted half of it, but anyways, I don't know. I just something that's been on my heart recently. It's like God gave us these animals to take care of, and so it's like up to us to like take care of them or whatnot, and like kind of what does that mean? And I guess it's not much different than a human, right? Like we need shelter, food, water,
Yep.
clothes for humans. I suppose dogs don't really need clothes or whatnot, but like they're not that difficult to take care of. Like they're just not that difficult to take care of, and so I don't know. It just makes me sad.
And they're not there for you to abuse either.
Yeah.
Just because they don't do something immediately that you want them to do or you dislike them, there's no reason to ill-treat them either.
Yeah. Well,
I bet that whoever
agreed.
dumped that little puppy in the trash, I bet they didn't expect it to be found. I bet they were thinking, yeah, just dump it there and it'll be taken wherever.
Yeah.
To the landfill.
But now it's kind of a blessing to somebody else's
now
life.
it's,
Kind of a curse. Her dog's really naughty.
Well,
but it's probably more of a net blessing than a net
let me tell you
negative,
about
but-
this fun conversation I had with somebody yesterday, and I said to her I appreciated her honesty, but she's now left with it. Unfortunately, her husband passed, and it was his dog, so it's now her dog. She doesn't want to rehome it because that just didn't feel right.
Right.
But she don't want to spend a lot of money training it.
Can't have both.
Yeah. But she was like, and it's this dog 7, and we were chatting away, and basically she said to me, well, I hope it don't live that long because then it won't be a
Jeez.
burden. But
That's dark.
I chuckled. I said, oh my gosh. I said, thank you for your honesty because at least I know where you're coming from. But she's not going with training with us.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of cheaper options out there. So hopefully she'll find somebody that'll help out.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, that was honesty, wasn't it?
Some people are a little too honest. But anyways, yeah, God gave us dogs to take care of them. So take care of them, love them while they're here because, as we've been talking about, they
Yeah,
are not here
goes
long
too-
enough. They
goes
go
too
by
fast.
Yeah, a decade will go by in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And it only goes by faster as you get older. It really does. It like, golly, I know I'm not the only one, but time just feels like it goes by so fast now. It's like I just woke up and it was Monday, and now it's Friday, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like I'm gonna go to sleep tonight and it'll be Monday. It's time to start work again,
Yeah.
and it's just
Some
like,
days I wake up and I'm like, I don't even know what day it is.
yeah,
And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh.
yeah. So anyways, yeah, I guess that's that.
So you got any more fun stuff that you've been doing?
I don't know about fun, just more stuff I wanted to yap about. But you were on the note of like you were talking about the lady not hiring us or whatnot, and I was saying there are cheaper trainers out there, and there are. And I would say, it's probably better than not doing anything at all. But I was just gonna say, watch out who you hire.
Yeah.
Watch who you hire. Don't just hire anybody to train your dog. Like get a temp check. Get a temp check, like for who you're hiring and stuff like that. Because a lot of these training companies, like, and I've riffed about this before. I don't know if it's on the show or on like some video or something. I know we definitely have it on our thank you page, but like I wouldn't just hire somebody off a phone call. Like a lot of trainers don't meet with you or whatnot. And I'll say this, like, we have a lot of like, unique selling positions, like things that like differentiate us from other people or whatnot. But it's like, if you hire me, I'll come to your house for free and meet you for free. Literally, you don't have to pay me. Don't pay me for gas. Like, I'm not saying it's always going to be that way. I might start charging for appointments one day again. But for right now and for many years in the past now, I'll go to your house for free. I'll talk to you as long as you're qualified. I'm not going to waste my time. But if you're qualified and you're interested, I'll go to your house for free and I'll talk to you. And you can feel me out. I'll fill you out. I'll meet the dog. I'll give you some advice. Maybe even work with the dog that first day or whatnot. But like, man, just there are so many people though that just like start or whatever, or like they keep your dog and then they're they're heavier handed or whatnot, behind closed doors or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, just be careful. Be careful. You can only train your dog. I guess you can train your dog multiple times, but if you have to work out of a deficit, that sucks. So just be careful.
Yeah, we have a lot of people coming back to us that have gone through board and train, and because they've not been part of the whole process, that and the handover isn't that good. I hate to say that, but they're left not knowing what to do, and then the dog regresses, and then
You don't say.
they've wasted all that money, and they do it right with us.
Yeah. If you're not getting trained as part of the process, you're cooked.
And also, if you're thinking of spending $300-400 going to Petco, that's not the be all and end all of training.
Yeah. Once again, I think it's better than nothing. You're not going to hear me hate on Petco or PetSmart training. You're not going to hear me hate on that just because, it gets people in the door and it opens people's minds to training and stuff or whatnot, and, gets them used to the idea of like paying for dog training. So I don't think it's all bad, but it definitely.
But they don't address, unwanted, impulsive puppy behaviors.
Not all of them, for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we also forget, and I think you've mentioned this before, that sometimes the younger dogs that start with training just need a bit of a refresher later on because they don't tend to absorb it and stick with it. And I suppose that's also down to owners as well, isn't it, that are reinforcing.
Yeah, for sure. Which I guess leads me into my last point, which is really just like looking at the lens of dog training. This is like high level. This is not like tactical advice at all or whatnot. I suppose it could be, but like looking at this lens of like, and this is like one of the first lessons I teach people when I'm teaching people to be dog trainers, but ask yourself kind of two questions. If I want this behavior to keep happening, what do I need to do? If I want this behavior to stop happening, what do I need to do? Now that breaks off into like infinite different directions or whatnot, but that's like very high level. And it's like, how do I reduce the behavior or how do I get the behavior to happen more often? Right. Yeah. The example I was thinking of the other day is like, I met with a family and they had a couple dogs. Anyways, they put one up for the appointment. And then I was just, sitting with the one dog, and the one dog kind of was like in a different room, kind of barking in the crate or whatnot. And, one of the people kept getting up to like go talk to the dog to like try to settle the dog down or whatnot. And then the dog barked more, barked louder, this and that. And it became like almost unignorable because the person like kept getting up or whatnot. And it's like, well, we should either like A, just ignore the dog, or B, close the bedroom door so we couldn't hear the dog as much and the dog could bark by themselves or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's a pretty simple lens to like look at behavior through though, is like, okay, if I want this to keep happening, what do I need to do? If I want this to stop happening, what do I need to do? And then the follow-up there would be like, okay, if I want it to keep happening, by taking the next step of like, what am I going to do to make sure this keeps happening? Ask myself, will what I'm about to do make the behavior keep happening, right? Like, am I going to reinforce the behavior so it keeps happening? And the same thing goes with like the negative, right? So, okay, I want the dog to stop barking. Asking myself, is getting up to go in there to try to calm the dog down going to get the dog to stop barking? Or is it going to, like, is that going to make it less likely to happen or more likely to happen? And it's like, well, common sense would say it's going to make it more likely to happen, right? Because it's like, well, the dog's getting positive attention for a negative behavior. That math does not add up,
Yeah.
And so anyways, it's a pretty simple lens to look at dog training through, but yeah, it's a pretty simple lens to look at dog training through, but it can help if you do that, so anyways.
Yeah. Dogs are really good at manipulating things as well, aren't they? They know who to go to, who's the weakest link. There you 100%. Go. They know.
Yeah, I guess kind of on that same note, and this will be the last thing then we'll wrap up, but I graduated a dog last night named Ivy, and she's real cute. She's like a 9-month-old German Shepherd puppy. And anyways, one of the big lessons I left them with last night as I was giving them their diploma is just like, just stay consistent. Like, you know what to do. Your dog knows what to do. You just have to do it, And like one of the examples particularly here is like, and you could apply this to like a number of things like door manners, kitchen, like couch manners, things like that, right? But it's like, some of the manners, like you'll forget that you want them or whatnot, right? So like kitchen, for example. So like their kitchen, you can enter it from two ways. It's like, their living room and the kitchen's kind of the same like big room, and they have like a kitchen island or whatnot, kind of separating things. But anyways, there's two ways to walk in, like to the back side of the counter by the fridge, stuff like that. Anyways, the first night I went over there, we had worked on like teaching the dog to stay behind the line. Anyways, it's pretty easy to just like walk in the kitchen and forget, and the dog follow you in the kitchen, right? And so you have to really actively remember how to like tell the dog to stay behind the line, right? And the dog does a really good job staying, but if you forget, she'll just walk in there with you, right? Because she's like, well, they didn't tell me to stay, so I'm going to go in there anyways, right? Or last night, you know, we were working on place and stay, and so she's placing, and I'm talking to the husband, we're just hanging out talking or whatnot about stuff, and anyways, she just starts like randomly gets up, and it's like, well, why did she do that? Because, you know, she's just like, well, I'll try it. Let me see if I can get away with it. And if I can get away with it, then I can go do what I want to.
Yeah.
And that's way more fun than just laying here watching you guys stand up and talk, you know? And so anyways, dogs will take the leash that you give them, quite literally. If you're healing with them and you give them more leash, they're going to take it, you know? And so they will cheat if you give them the opportunity to. So just be careful of that. That's it.
Yeah. They're smart little cookies.
They are. Anyways, that was all my notes.
Nice. Well, let me give you an update on the Crufts winner that I told you I would do. We did
Real
this.
quick, you're going to have to explain the whole thing because this was like 3 weeks ago.
Okay, so you know how we have the Westminster Dog Show here? There's one called Crufts in England.
Okay.
And they were doing their big show. Thousands of dogs coming from all over, mainly Europe. But the winner was a 4-year-old Clumber Spaniel. I don't know what a Clumber Spaniel is, but it's a Spaniel. But he won, and then, drama. So this gentleman who bred the dog had previous convictions of animal cruelty.
That sucks.
So there was uproar as to why was he allowed in that show.
That makes sense. Yeah, why would you be allowed to?
So, but I don't think they took the award away from him. But yeah, so
Sounds very Europe-esque.
it's just like, naughty boy, don't do it again.
Yeah.
But here's your big trophy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Isn't it?
Animal cruelty guy wins.
Animal cruelty guy wins Crufts.
The righteous care for the needs of their animals.
Crikey me.
That is
But
crazy, though. Anyways, there you have it, folks.
Yeah,
It's some news for you.
There's my
some news.
world news update.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. You got anything else?
I'm going to save it for next time.
Okay, great. Well, cool. Well, guys, thank y'all. I hope y'all liked this. I mean, this was just a chat, a catch up,
Just
a
a
hangout.
catch
I
up
enjoyed
and-
it though. So this is what our daily conversations are like. If I'm just walking and I call her during the middle of the workday just to say, "Hey, how's it going today?" We'll talk for. This has been 50 plus minutes now of just BSing. So having fun talking. So anyways, we hope y'all enjoyed it. I know I sure did. So this is just a regular conversation for me and her, though. We're just doing it for you guys. So
Well, it lets you get to know us a little more.
definitely. So anyways, well, guys, thank y'all. I got to add this in. During my Nashville travels, I got to meet Dave Ramsey.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I got the photo to prove it.
Yeah. Big Dave Ramsey fanboy. I listen to a show pretty much every day. Now that I'm back in Nashville, and I used to go to Nashville for work every week, I'd try to stop by because from 1 to 4 p.m., you can go to his headquarters in Franklin and watch them record the show live. They'll come out and meet everybody, give you free cookies and coffee and waters and stuff. It's really nice. It's a beautiful facility too. Beautiful headquarters. Anyways, but I hadn't been in a while. I went last week. Unfortunately, I went on the one day he wasn't there. But this time I was like, okay, I'm going to make it. I had an appointment cancel. I was like, I can swing by before I go to my next appointment. Anyways, I did. He was there, got to meet him, shake the hand. It was awesome. So anyways, cause I stole the line I end the show with every week, you can get your dog trained and that can get you peace, but the only way to true peace is with Christ Jesus. I got that line from him. It's hanging above the door. The only thing I changed is it says the only way to true financial peace is to walk daily, right? And so I stole that line from him. So
There we go.
anyways, got to meet him.
Good line
I was about
to
to do the
steal.
line. So, and I was like, oh my God, I got to meet him.
Yeah,
So-
I need to let you know.
anyways, well, with that being said, guys, thank you all for watching, sticking us to the end. And yeah, the line I stole from Dave Ramsey goes, if you want to get your dog trained, that can get you some peace, but the only way to true peace is to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus. So we'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.